Hi there, Paula DeFougerol here to tell you a little bit more about some of the key characters in my historical fiction series, The Chronicles of Iona, which tells the untold true story of the two men who in the 6th century founded the monastery of Iona and the nascent kingdom of Scotland. One was a warlord, Aidan McGabran, and the other was an exiled Irish abbot, Columba or Columbkilla. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about one of the main female protagonists in the story. But since women are sadly, but not surprisingly, grossly underrepresented in the historical record for this period, being not agents in their own right, but subjects to be acted upon, Ama of Rheged is my own fictional creation. So I have Ama being born in about 533 AD into the British kingdom of Rheged, which we think occupied both sides of the Solway Firth in Dumfries and Galloway and in the Lake District. And we used to think that the capital of the Kingdom of Rheged was in the old Roman urban center in Carlisle, but now because of some really exciting new archaeological research, we think that the capital of Rheged was actually at Trustees Hill in Dumfries. Rheged was one of a handful of British kingdoms that occupied the countryside between the two Roman walls. Hadrian's Wall between Newcastle and Carlisle, and the Antonine Turf Wall between Edinburgh and Glasgow. Those British kingdoms are known to us as the Old North. These were the storied men of the North that appear in the earliest Welsh sources. But Rheged itself is really unknown. The kingdom of Rheged itself is only mentioned incidentally in 3 sources: the poetry of Taliesin, the poetry of Luar Ken, and in the Welsh triads. Unlike the Irish and Scots to their west and the Picts to the north, the Britons of Rheged are learned and Christian. They speak Old Welsh and they pay lip service to their priests, but underneath their lavish crimson robes, they really are no better than glorified cattle raiders, predating anybody they can, in particular the Scots of Dalriada. Ama of Rheged enters our story at 29 years old. She is the stepdaughter of Kinvark the Old, who is the king of Rheged, who fought in Arthur's wars. She's a widow. She's survived a loveless marriage to a minor British lordling who married her to get close to her very powerful stepfather. And more importantly, she is the foster sister of Owen McGabran, who is Aidan McGabran's brother. And as a side note, something really important to understand about the period is that children, both boys and girls, were not raised with their biological families. They were sent off to be raised with foster families, girls from the age of 7 to 14 and boys from the age of 7 to 17. And there they were basically educated in all of the arts and the crafts that they needed to know to be adults in their society. And this seems strange to us, but it was a system that helped keep these very contentious and warring clans tied to each other with interdependent ties of loyalty, because as a parent, you were very unlikely to go to war with the people who raised your children. So Emma has known both Owen and Aidan since childhood. She is in many respects like a sister to them, but in many respects not at all. Striking, capable, and clever, lethal with the dagger, and the best political strategist of the lot, Emma comes with her stepfather, Kinvark, to Dalriada for a friendly family visit, only to discover to her horror that it is something entirely different that will change the course of her life forever in ways she both hates and cannot control. Sold into a political marriage, she longs, like many women everywhere, for self-determination, but she is a pawn of kings. So you can read my books to find out how, and I guess this is a spoiler, so skip ahead, she becomes not once Queen of Dalriada, but twice. Want to find out more? Check out the websites below, and happy reading.